Right, here we go.
Sorry.
You went a little early there, sorry. Welcome back to the Games on Stage here at E3 2015. I'm joined by Chuck, creative director of the Coalition. We're going to be showing off some Gears of War Ultimate Edition. Chuck, how you doing? How has your show been?
Oh, it's been fantastic. The
Yeah.
response for Ultimate Edition has been really, really good.
I mean, so Gears is obviously this core Xbox franchise. Like,
Yep.
I mean, we
Move
could
to
wax
PC,
lyrical for so
motherfuckers.
long about what Gears has done for modern gaming, for
Shall we?
Xbox. We can if you want.
I never
let's
played
get
that
re-
new
let's
one
get
where you
into
were
the Ultimate
fucking
Edition.
bear.
Nah, I just played 1, 2, and
Obviously,
3.
Gears 4 is coming out. Is this kind of a way to introduce? Because Gears is going to be 10 next
Okay.
year,
Yeah.
which is.
It's amazing, isn't
10
it?
years, fuck.
But I can't believe it.
I can't believe it either.
No.
I mean, it's been such a privilege to be able to work on.
I
the
remember
Gears
sitting
franchise.
there with
Obviously, a year and a
fucking,
half
I don't know,
ago,
with Big
Microsoft
Chris
acquired the license.
on the train at
And
the
that
end,
came to the
taking down
Coalition
fucking
studio
Ram.
in Vancouver.
Yep.
Along with
Fucking
that,
awesome.
Ferguson, who was one of the co-creators.
I
came
am.
into
Hardest
the
one,
studio, came and joined
one of the
studio, and
hardest
that's been a
boss battles
godsend
I've
for
ever
us.
had to
So,
play.
you know, the first thing we did is we sat down and started to deconstruct Gears because, you know, it's such a deceptively simple game, but you don't realize until you
Was the
start
first?
to dive
No, that was the
into it,
second one where you were
how
inside
everything
the
works
animal and
together.
you had
So
to
what
like
Epic created
find
is
its four
really
hearts and
elegant.
fuck
Aye.
it up.
It's one of those games that if you don't have somebody like Rod on staff, it's really hard to understand the nuances of the experience. So we, you know, we spent time doing that, and the idea was, while we're building Gears 4, which we knew was going to be a multi-year effort, how do we get something in the hands of fans as quickly as possible? And the idea was spawned, you know, to build the Ultimate Edition. What we did
I
was
thought they were finishing.
we actually stripped
that
the
was
game
it,
all the way
the
down
third
to the
one,
core code base.
because they killed
And
off
everything
Dominic.
in the game has been rebuilt from scratch. So every character, every enemy,
And
every
they,
weapon,
I can't.
all
I
the
think I'm
lighting,
pretty
VFX,
sure they.
all the cinematics, and the mocap has all been redone from scratch. So it
Nice.
can be one of those premier, you know, showcase products on Xbox One.
So have you done that like in engine? So what was the original Gears made in? Unreal.
It was the, I'm not sure which of
You
the
put that
Unreal,
armor
one
on
of the
really
Unreal.
fast.
Yeah, one of the Unreals. I mean,
Yeah.
is this being made in Unreal 4?
No, it's actually being done in an updated version of the Unreal Engine.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's all the original code.
Yeah.
Does
I was
look
gonna say,
nice.
I was good. That was my question. Was like, how did that? So you port
Please
that
come
across?
to PC.
The Unreal Engine is amazing.
Yeah.
It's a really robust
Surely.
engine. It has a lot
This brings
of
back memories, man.
flexibility to it, and the team has, you know, we've gotten great support from Epic,
Yeah.
which has been fantastic. We've been partners with them not only on this, but also on the Unreal 4 engine.
Yeah.
So the relationship has been great, and that's really allowed us to do everything that you're seeing in the game today.
So it's been completely rebuilt from scratch. I mean, why was that important to do? I mean,
Because it's
I
fucking
think,
10-year-old.
You know, because Gears was a showcase product when it came out, and
That
people
was
have
awesome.
some
Because
great
it was like
memories about
it was
it.
like
It
the
was one of
exclusive.
one of
It
the
was the
first
big
HD
thing for the
games on
Xbox.
system.
Aye,
It
that
one
was
of those
it.
games that you
Exactly
bought to
that
show
was
off
it.
to your friends how awesome the
It was
system
one of the reasons why I
If you're
got a
gonna bring that to
360 over the
Xbox One,
PlayStation
you
3.
need to maintain the same level of quality and make sure that it's still a showcase product.
That
so
and
for
Fable.
us, it was really important not just to go out and up-res the textures, but to really give the fans, you know, the game that they deserved on Xbox One, especially as the initial product at launch.
and another reason,
Oh,
another
the
thing
bit where
you're
you
doing
got
is
it.
the
Aye, I
smooth
remember that
1080
bit.
60.
They were bastards,
So
those things.
what is that going to bring to
Aye.
gameplay? How's that going
Oh,
to
it's
change
amazing.
it up?
We've got it playing on the floor, and obviously we announced
This
on
was the first
Monday
game I
after
played
the
with a
show
headset
that
on as well.
Ultimate
So the
Edition
fucking
beta was
they
going on
Weevil
right
things
now.
or
You can
whatever
go
they
to
were that used to
gearswar.com,
scream.
sign up.
Aye, that was
It's
them.
going to run
That
until
was
Fuck.
just showing you.
Tuesday at 11 a.m.
Yeah.
And what the
They fucking
1080p
glow in the
60
dark
frames
and
a
everything.
second has done is just elevated to the same level as the best multiplayer experiences on the next-gen system. So it's really fluid, really
I quite like
responsive.
the multiplayer.
It plays,
It was alright.
I didn't
plays
play it
really,
much,
really
but
smoothly.
Yeah.
When you pick it up and play it, it's a whole different experience.
It
It's
was
really amazing.
frantic.
So which multiplayer modes are available in the beta right now?
it was fucking insane.
We brought TDM over, Team Deathmatch over from Gears 3, which wasn't available in the original, but it's the most played and most popular multiplayer mode. And we also brought King of the Hill, not the one from the original PC version, but the Gears 3 version.
So you put things from Gears 3 into Gears 1. Was that like a? I mean, how did that come about? Was that just a thing? You know, we know fans want this, or is this a thing that kind of wish this was in the
problem,
first?
man.
A little bit of both, right? Having Rod on staff was great because he could say, look, this is the reason why we did this in the first game, either because of
Oh, I
technological
remember that.
issues or time issues or we just didn't know any better,
Um,
right? The
I want
Gears-
to fucking play
the
this
Gears
now.
franchise has evolved and every game has gotten a little bit better and a little bit, you know, has more features in it. And what you realize is when you go back and play a game that's 9 years
We haven't
old,
mentioned if it's got to be
you realize
PC.
very quickly
They'll
how
say at
much
the end.
the game has evolved over time, and the things that you're used to, like being able to switch weapons or preload a weapon when you're roadie running, or
I'm
pick
sorry,
up a weapon
Xbox
before
One
you get into
footage.
the
Right.
into the active area for it, is really
Oh,
important. It's things
Xbox
that you
One
sort of
footage.
expect. So we want
Yeah,
to make
I
sure
know.
that those things were able to come to Ultimate Edition, but not change the essence of the experience. So we
Yeah.
spent a lot of time with a bunch of the Gears
That
Pro
was quite a
gamers,
hard bit
brought
actually,
them in
going
very
into the
early
fucking
and talked to them
tunnels
about
and
what are the things you love about the
destroying one of
original
the
Gears,
platforms.
what are the things that you'd like us to add,
Yeah.
and what are the things that you want us to change or fix from the original. So we have a really special relationship with our community, and those guys have been really instrumental in a lot of the changes that we put into the game because we're really building
Looks
it for the
good,
fan
like.
base.
And I mean, it's not just how Gears has evolved over time, but it's also how other shooters and third-person games have evolved in
Yeah,
that same
exactly.
time period, because everyone's kind of sparking off each
Guns
other
felt
and iterating
meaty on
on
it, eh?
these
Aye.
games. So I mean, you guys have to, you set the standard, and everyone's kind of copying you a little bit.
Well, I mean, we all have fond memories of
That
games
fucking
from 10 years
chainsaw,
ago,
no, it's
right? When
cool.
you
Wow.
play those. In fact, we had this experience. We went, sat down and played it, and we were asking Rod, "Is this a bug? Is this supposed to be here?" And he said, "No, that's actually supposed to be there." But in the interim, when you play these other games, you start to get these systems, you start to get these features and things that have evolved and made the game better. That if you don't have them there, you miss them.
Yeah.
And that's what the fans wanted, and that's what the community wanted. They said, please put this stuff in because we want to be able to mark enemies in multiplayer because it enhances the team.
What was that laser called again? Was it like the Eye of God or
Let's
something
talk a little
like
bit
that? They
about
called
this,
it.
because I noticed you've added a
something
spectator
like that.
mode. So is this a kind of, typically, which is what we see in esports, so we can get shoutcasters and commentary. Is this a kind of avenue that Gears is going to go down?
I think we'd like to explore it. I mean, as I said, incredibly passionate community that's really been running a lot of tournaments and events on their
That
own.
could be
and
quite
this
cool
is
as a
some of the stuff that they
competitive game.
asked for. They said, hey,
Aye.
we want LAN support.
Yeah.
Because when we're setting one of these things up, we don't always have great internet connection, so we want to be able to have the best possible experience. So we put that in. The other thing we put in is the spectator mode. So when you get a play-by-play guy and a color commentator, they can now take two of the slots and be able to show the action that they want to show instead of being tied to any of the particular players
Aye,
in the
or
match.
get one of the
Another
guys
thing
for
that
your
Microsoft
team
announced
that's not
on,
playing to
Monday
come in
in their
and cheat.
press conference was the controller.
Right.
Have you guys had a chance to use that?
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah.
It's by far and away the best controller I've ever put my hands on. And the great thing about it is it works fantastic with
The
gears.
new
It's
controllers
completely
do look good.
customizable. And everything is,
Aye,
is attached through magnetics. So if you like
Tails
your stick a little bit
is-
taller,
I had
you
to
like
show
a
it the
round
other day,
top on
it's
it, you
beefy,
just
like.
pop one off, pop the other one on, and you get exactly the experience you want. And if you haven't touched it,
You
head
seen
over to the booth and try it out.
I
it's
mean,
got
the
a
booth
great
is
way.
right there.
Yeah, I know.
The
I can't
PlayStation
believe they
4
made
one.
it over.
No, I looked. There was a queue.
Uh-huh.
I
You
was
can get to the front of
Fucking, it's weird.
shoved past people to have
Exactly.
a go.
Yeah.
It is, it's like the fucking, both of them
so
have
let's
gone
have a look
really,
at what we
really
can see
big.
here. So this is some
Aye,
of the
this one,
gameplay.
the PS4 one's like
which kind of just
elongated and
looks-
fucking stretched
It
out.
looks
It's weird. It's,
fantastic. I
Aye.
mean,
Thank you.
the artists have done a really amazing
But apparently
job.
that
Let's talk a little bit about. So
bit
you
on the
guys have
front
got new
is going to
lighting
be
systems
used
in here.
with
Yeah.
like
Um,
VR.
What other small things? have really
I
made
don't
a
know,
big difference?
probably, because obviously
I mean,
that's
it's really
the
just
next
been
biggest thing for the consoles, VR. Which I
Taking
just
time to
don't
rebuild
understand.
everything from scratch,
Yeah.
right? I mean, it's when you're taking
think it-
stuff that exists and you're just trying to up-res
It'll
it,
be
there's always
quite
gonna be
cool
things that don't
to have a
exactly
shot at,
work
but I
right.
think
But when
it'll
you can take
probably
model,
be a gimmick.
a character, an enemy, a Brumac, something like that,
Can't
and
see it
actually
taken
rebuild
off.
it, you can
Nah,
stand off
no
all
with
those rough
consoles, 'cause
edges,
I'm
right?
playing
You
on
can get
console.
the
like casual
experience you want, and that's why the
The
quality
whole
of
point
it
of
is
console
high it is.
is you're
You know, the
basically
team at the
to sit
Coalition,
there
the team, the
with the
partners we
controller
have
in
with
your
Flash
hands,
Damage
not
have
having
done
to fucking
such
do
an
anything, just
amazing
sit back
job, and
with
they
a
bring that
controller
same
and
sort of
relax.
passion that the hardcore fans in the community have for it. And for
VR, you
them,
can't do
it's
that shit,
not
so it
great
defeats the point of a
until,
console.
You know, it's something we're going to be really proud to
It
put
depends
out
on the
there,
game
so
you're
we're not
playing.
cutting any corners
I've seen
with
a
it.
few like
Especially
VR
now,
things
the
that were
new
like
home of Gears.
Yes.
just weird
Why
kind
do you
of
guys change your
trippy
name, by the
things
way? 'Cause
and
you were Black Tusk.
or
And then
fucking
you
like a
kinda changed
roller
it to
coaster
this more
simulator and
badass
shit as
name.
well.
Yeah, I
Seen a
think
woman
so.
using
I mean,
that.
we really like the idea of the coalition, and I think, especially when you think about Microsoft development, there's studios like 343, and when you go to 343, you realize, okay, I'm going to build Halo games, and that's what we're going to do.
Yeah.
Same thing with Turn 10. You know, you're going to get Forza, and you're going to build racing experience.
Yeah.
And I think it was important, the same thing with the coalition, to project an image of, hey, we're the stewards of the Gears of War franchise and IP, and when you come to the studio,
Every
you
time
know,
I see
you
one
need
of
to be
these
a
devs
passionate
sit on this
Gears
couch
fan.
and they're
You need
wearing
to
a
be somebody who wants to build
t-shirt
the
for their
best
game, I
possible
want
Gears
their t-shirt.
experience. And by changing the name to embody really what the IP is all about,
Yeah.
which is a diverse
Speaking of
collection
which.
of people coming together to make something great, it felt like it was the right thing to do, and it felt like it really was a natural selection for the studio.
So speaking of fans, obviously you're going to have some really hardcore fans who will go back with the franchise to the beginning. How has that relationship with the studio and the franchise evolved over time, and how are they get themselves involved in terms of feedback and things like that?
Well, obviously, you know, At Gears Viking is Rod Ferguson. He's got a huge Twitter following, and he's always responding to everybody. I'm happy to talk to fans on Twitter. You know, we just launched our new GearsOfWar.com website, which has the new forums and the ability to talk to you know, our main moderator Jack Felling and the team up there. I mean, we really love our community, and they are passionate like nobody I've ever seen. I mean, this has been my first year being introduced to the Gears fan base, and it is unbelievable. You could not ask for a more passionate fan base than the people who love Gears, and
What
they know that we're
fucking
available for them.
consoles or what's
We've
that?
had people that have been here all
Platforms,
3
man.
days,
Do what
so
here?
far,
Platforms.
just standing in the queue, playing through the beta on the floor because they love the game so much. And we take the time to talk to them and get their feedback and really balance it out and figure out what the best experience that we can deliver to the fans is.
Wonderful, thank you so much. When can we get our hands on the Gears of War? What is going on over there? The Gears of War Ultimate Edition.
Well, you can get your hands on the beta today. It runs till next Tuesday, and then the game launches in stores August 25th in the US, August 28th in Europe. And if you buy Ultimate Edition, you actually get early access to Gears of War 4 early beta, and then additionally we announced on Tuesday that we're also supporting the PC. So that's going to have full 4K support, DX12. Unlimited refresh rate, so if you have a monster system, which I sure you do, it plays unbelievably and
That's
looks
Gears
unbelievably,
4, but
as well
I'm
as
putting
having
the Ultimate
support for
Edition.
keyboard and mouse, the Xbox wireless controller, and as we just talked about, the new Elite controller. So those will all work with the PC.
Pretty much every single bell and whistle then.
That's the plan.
Thank you so much for joining me. Guys, my stint is sadly
So it
over.
is
I'll
gotta
be back
be
at
on
the
PC.
end of the
I
day.
think so,
and
aye.
we've got Chris Waters coming up next. Make sure you don't go anywhere.
Nice. Right. Well, that's made me happy.